What are the top 5 ranked Seattle area neighborhoods with surprising prices? We're counting down 5 neighborhoods across Seattle and its suburbs, where the price signals may not match the amenities, ending with the strongest overall pick. For this countdown, the surprise is not just the number attached to a home value. It is what comes with it. We're weighing price signals against walkability, transit access where available, waterfront or ferry connections, and the property type trade-offs that shape each neighborhood's market story. Number 5 is Renton. Renton sits about 11 miles southeast of Seattle, along the southeast shore of Lake Washington, where the Cedar River meets the water. So it brings both suburban scale and a real waterfront edge. Renton has a typical home value around $660,671, according to Zillow in 2026, and a walk score of 95, according to Walk Score in 2026. That combination is the surprise. A lower-key inner-ring suburb with strong everyday access, lake proximity, and a downtown core that does more than people sometimes expect. Renton's placement comes down to balance. It is not the lowest-priced pick in the countdown, but compared with its walkability score and its position near Lake Washington, the price story is more interesting than a simple suburb versus city comparison. Number 4 is Tacoma. Tacoma is a port city on Puget Sound, roughly 30 miles from Seattle and Olympia, with a regional identity that is not just an extension of Seattle's housing market. Tacoma has a typical home value around $432,175, according to Zillow in 2026, and a walk score of 84, according to Walk Score in 2026. Add in ferry access, a substantial downtown, waterfront areas, museums, restaurants, and historic commercial streets, and the price starts to stand out. The trade-off is geography. It is farther from central Seattle, but it brings a full city package of its own. Tacoma is one of the clearest reminders that Greater Seattle is not one single price pattern. A place can be outside Seattle proper and still have urban bones, waterfront access, transit connections, and a housing mix that makes the numbers feel unexpected. Number 3 is downtown Seattle. Downtown is Seattle's central business district, and compared with many U.S. city centers, it is fairly compact, which gives it a concentrated, vertical feel. Downtown Seattle has a typical home value around $594,404, according to Zillow in 2026, and a walk score of 99, according to Walk Score in 2026. The surprise here is the property type trade-off. A central condo-oriented market can post a lower typical home value than many people assume when they picture the core of Seattle. Pike Place Market, office towers, hotels, waterfront access, stadium routes, and light rail connections all sit within a tight urban footprint. Downtown's ranking is not saying every housing option is the same, because property type matters a lot here. The key point is that the central address comes with a different inventory mix, and that can make the typical home value look very different from detached home neighborhoods elsewhere around the region. Number 2 is Bremerton. Bremerton is in Kitsap County on the Kitsap Peninsula, with ferry access playing a major role in how it connects back towards Seattle. Bremerton has a typical home value around $396,676, according to Zillow in 2026, and a walk score of 80, according to Walk Score in 2026. That is a major price surprise when paired with a walkable downtown waterfront setting, ferry movement, and a local dining scene that gives the city more than a commuter stop identity. The trade-off is the water crossing, but the price and access combination is hard to ignore in a Greater Seattle comparison. Bremerton gets so close to number 1 because it changes the frame of the conversation. Instead of asking only what is nearest to downtown Seattle by road, it brings in ferry-linked neighborhoods and cities where the Puget Sound itself becomes part of the access story. And number 1 is Belltown. Belltown sits on Seattle's downtown waterfront, on land shaped by one of the city's major regrading projects, and it remains one of Seattle's most intensely urban neighborhoods. Belltown has a typical home value around $581,749, according to Zillow in 2026, and Walk Score gives it a walk score of 99 and a transit score of 100 in 2026. That is the most surprising pairing in the countdown. Near max walkability, top-tier transit access, waterfront adjacency, and a price signal shaped heavily by condo inventory. From the streets between downtown, South Lake Union, and the waterfront, Belltown delivers the strongest amenities versus price contrast. So the final ranking is Renton at number 5, Tacoma at number 4, downtown Seattle at number 3, Bremerton at number 2, and Belltown at number 1. The big takeaway is that surprising prices in the Seattle area often come from trade-offs: condos versus detached homes, ferry access versus road access, downtown density versus extra space, and city center convenience versus regional distance. What did we miss? Which Seattle area neighborhood, suburb, or specific local spot would you have ranked higher? And what would make your personal top 5? If this breakdown helped you see the region differently, tap the like button and subscribe for more Seattle neighborhood deep dives. Tell me what topic you want next, whether it is ferry-connected cities, condo-heavy neighborhoods, waterfront areas, or a closer look at one specific place. Every number in this video is sourced, and you'll find the links in the description.